So I just wanted to start off this video by saying I hope everyone had a great Christmas and a great New Year too. Me personally, I'm very excited to kickstart the whole year with this channel with my brand new project, my Toyota MR2 Turbo. This is how it kind of got delivered to me. Not the best sign you want to see when you bought a car, but obviously I'm going to get into all of that, why it was delivered on a trailer, and what exactly is wrong with this car, and what are my plans of future also with this car. I'm going to explain everything in this video as best as I can, so everybody that doesn't know too much about these cars kind of have a rough understanding, because these cars sick, to be honest. They're really sick. But I don't want to waffle too much in the intro. If you all do enjoy, please hit the like and subscribe. We've got a massive year of content plans for this channel, so you do not want to miss any of it, I can assure you. And yeah, let's go to the unit and show off this car. So then behind me now is, well, the red MR2, but behind the red MR2 is my new money pit. Introducing my black 1992 MR2 Turbo T-Bar import with about 87,000 miles on. Now, I'm not going to show you all this stuff on here because there's a big reason why all that stuff's out. Now, given that's not the best sign you want to see on top of your spoiler, however, we'll get to that in a little bit. It was imported all the way back in 2006, so I was 3 years old when this car was imported. Now, it's got some modifications, some that I approve, some that I don't approve at all. But I'll get into all of that in just a few moments. First off, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the difference is between my black MR2 Turbo and then my dad's MR2 Turbo. Essentially, one massive difference is mine's a Rev 2, what was made in 92, and my dad's is a Rev 1, what was 1990. The massive major difference is the fact that this one is a lot safer than this one, and essentially these cars, you know, they want to hurt you when you're driving them. They like to snap, even driving in straight lines. Essentially, Toyota's idea was MR2 stands for mid-engine rear-wheel drive two-seater, and that's exactly what they've done. They've got a 3S GTE turbo engine in the middle of the car, delivering all of its power to the rear wheels and accompanied by only 2 seats. So they kind of stuck to the word as well, really. That's the main thing. Now, some of the factory options it has got is the nice and rare kooky lights. Ignore that. It says clean me and then the C-bomb. Essentially, this car is filthy. The guy, he's had no MOT since July 24, and obviously don't know how long ago before it was parked up before that, you know. So it could have been parked up a year and a half ago, could have not, you know. You just don't know. It's got the kookies. What kooky means peace in Japanese. Now, these really hard to come by now, kooky lights, Sam, because a lot of them have the normal lights, and nobody wants the normal lights. Everyone wants the kooky lights, and this one has kookies. This one has kookies as well. They just look a lot nicer. They transform the car, in all fairness. I'll get onto some of the modifications. The first one is this carbon spoiler. Ignore the plugs. I'll get into why the plugs are out at the minute and why only 3 are out and not all 4 are out. I'll get into it all in just a second. Just bear with me. One cool modification it's got some massive Japcan exhaust on it. It's got some fat tips as well, to be fair. Well, it looks like it's touching, but it's not. Japcan is what I kind of wanted to put on anyway, so this guy just saved me 500 quid and the pain of fitting it. Thank you for that. More cobwebs than a haunted house. It's actually got a load of I didn't know it was this bad, to be honest, in cobwebs. It's got a bit of moss and mould growing all over it, but that's minor. We'll get that all took out so it's actually safe to sit in. Because if you're breathing in moss and mould, essentially you're just tearing up your lungs. And I don't want to die because of mould. So I believe it's had some Greddy skirts on it. I believe them Greddy. I'm not 100% sure, but they look a lot nice. I do really like these skirts. If we could get this panel, that'd be sweet. Separately, so I'd have to buy the whole one again. They're definitely different to them ones. These ones sit a lot lower. It's been lowered about 30mm, I believe. You can't see toffee under that, so it's on some Project D 17-inch alloys that I'm not a fan of at all, strictly because of the red band around them. Now, apparently these alloys was a lot of money back a day, but them just not for me. I mean, there's a absolute massive cobweb right there as well. Oh dear. Trying to look on when these tyres was even made. The back tyres are bold.
Oh, they're not. They're only 5 years old now. These tyres, and they're absolutely scrap. As you can see here, this isn't my tip for you for the day. If you can learn anything off the video, this is how you tell out old tyres. So there, 2620. Basically means it was made in the 26th week of 2020, so it was smack bang in the middle of 2020. Following to the front, it's had a really nice splitter put on it as well. Makes it look evil. It actually looks really aggressive with the splitter on. In terms of interior modifications, wherever I put the torchy, it's got the half leather, half Alcantara door cards and seats because it is a GT. It's so dark in this car at the minute. Got the original floor mats as well, that have MR2 written on them just there. They look really nice, to be fair. They'll look nice when they're all cleaned up properly. It's got a Monmo steering wheel, an aftermarket gear selector and an Apexi boost controller. That's an electronic one, so I'm hoping them set up right, because electronic boost controllers are really hard to set up. Apparently, I've never set up a boost controller myself. The one that we put on the GT4, we actually sent out to be done professionally. The guy that we send some of the Jap stuff to, well, all our Jap stuff goes to this guy who specialises in Toyotas. He knows his stuff and he fitted it for us, and the price he said, it was best off him having it and doing it. We just have to supply the parts, and that was from Japan. Whereas on this, I don't know yet because we haven't driven it. We can't drive it. In terms of engine modifications, it has had a bigger turbo upgrade, what's great because I wanted to do that anyway. I believe it's had a Mines ECU put on it because essentially there's a big folder of paperwork somewhere lying about. I've put it somewhere. And back in 2009, so 16 years ago, this car was essentially, it was a Japanese brake horsepower show, and it said it had a Mines ECU, bigger turbo, lowering springs, all that good stuff. And it's been polybushed. It was polybushed back then. I don't know I haven't even saw the underside of this car yet. It could be bad. I'm hoping it's not bad though at all. Essentially, it had the Mines ECU and it was making 288 brake horsepower. What is a lot of power for one of these bad boys because they're very light. That one's about 280, 300 around that territory, and this is a demon. Generally, this blow is the only car that I know that in that category, like that power figure category, that has absolutely blown the Scirocco out of the water. It's crazy. This Scirocco, it gives good Cupras and all that stuff a good chance, but when it came to this just absolutely left it. And out of every car to absolutely destroy the Scirocco, I'm happy it was kind of this one because I love this car to pieces. That's why I always wanted my own, and now I've got my own. Now, moving on to why it actually is a project and why this car cannot drive under its own power and why the plugs them out and the ignition leads them out. Essentially, if we look here, as you can see, the plugs are overfueling a lot and I'm covered in dirt. That's plug 4. Plug 4 wasn't that bad, but plug 1 and 2 was really bad. I'll put a clip on the screen now of what it sounds like when it's running. As you can see, it's got a really heavy misfire and it's on multiple cylinders. Obviously, it's not good. It actually physically won't move under its own power because it's just got none. It's at least on 2 cylinders, but at first I thought it could have been the Dizzy or the ignition leads or the rotary arm, or it could be anything with this car. So I've got to kind of trial and error it. The only massive thing is parts are really hard to source for this car, really, and if you can source them, they're really expensive. So it's going to be, this is why I said it's my new money pit, because this is going to cost some money to put back right. And the second problem with this car is the clutch is just non-existent. It kind of just, it's at the very top of the biting point, and you just can't get it really. You just stall it. So clutch minor, we know what it is. We can't get a clutch, they're just quite expensive. But that shouldn't be too bad to fix, you know. It's like a normal car is half a day job, but on this, how heavy and busy down on the gearbox side actually is, it might be a full day job. So the clutch is the least of my worries, to be fair. The clutch I don't really care too much about because we know what it is. Where the overfueling faults and the smell of fuel, we don't know. Essentially, the previous owner said it was using £1 a mile in fuel. I know these cars aren't great on fuel, but they're not £1 a mile on fuel. They're a lot better than that. Obviously, it's got to have a proper deep clean as well, this car has, because it's sitting inside, it stinks. Like, to the fact, like, you can't actually sit in it. The more and more I find, though, it's normally the interior that's really been a pain, but luckily, there's a guy on eBay that's breaking a load of them. I can get one of these for a decent price. The T-bar shades, I've already ordered them on the way. These are grey, but my only issue is I might end up dyeing it black, because they're meant to be black. That's why the door cards here are black. These are grey. I don't want grey. It's also got some fat subwoofer in the back as well, so that would be great, because that's where the T-bar shades are meant to go when you take the roof off in the summer. But essentially, this car is going to be a very big project, and I'm really excited to kind of document the entire build on the channel as well, because it's a great starting point, because it needs a bit of everything. It needs bodywork, and I've never done bodywork in my life, so I can learn that and show you guys my journey of learning how to mop and polish a car prop. Because the only thing that I think won't pull up great is the fact there's a scratch on the door there, and I don't know if it's too deep, because I can't put my fingernail in it, and I once heard before that if you could put your fingernail in the scratch, it's too far gone, whereas that I kind of can't. So that's what I'm hoping, that will mop out. It just needs a lot of TLC and the engine working on and the gearbox sorting, and it's fine. The electric side of it's great, so that's the one thing that's... But essentially, I kind of wanted this car to be the first car on the channel of 2025. I've wanted my own black MR2 Turbo for a while now. Essentially, it's the older sister to the GT4 that's also been shown on this channel, and we kind of done a bit of a build series on it. That car we kind of put right, and we kind of left it for a bit. We just enjoyed driving it, and we haven't really moved anywhere forward with that, because we want to get the bodywork sorted on that as well. We want a full respray on that, and then you'll probably see it again on the channel. The Scirocco, I say it all the time, realistically I only want the skirts left for this car, and then this car's fully done. This was my second car, if you ever don't know, and if you want to see a lot of stuff on the Scirocco, just go to a channel, you'll see a lot. That is going to pretty much be it. I'm wrapping up my new Toyota MR2 Turbo, and I generally cannot wait to get my hands actually proper stuck into this car. Well, probably be next week now, but I just want to work on it. I just want to get it running. These cars, no car I've ever driven has made me as happy as driving one of these. It's insane. And I work as a mechanic, so I do have to test drive a lot of cars a year. No car comes close to one of these. That is excluding the GT4 and the Supras, obviously. I've never driven a Supra. But the GT4 kind of gives you this somewhat similar feeling, but this one, it's a different level of evilness. That's going to wrap it up for this video. If you did enjoy, obviously please hit the like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos for this car. I'm going to stay consistent this time with this car. Last year was kind of the setting point, building that car on the GT4, where this year is going to be, for a few months, going to be focused on getting this one right. I'm going to stay consistent and upload bi-weekly, hopefully. And last year I smashed it out the park. Obviously I got 1,600 subscribers and 100,000 views. This year I kind of want to match that, if not do even better, and try and get 3,000 subscribers overall. Not 3,000 subscribers this year, that's a lot. But yeah, I'll catch you all next time.